The Amazon was once the capital of the world, a great empire, many buildings, high technology. That's why foreigners want to steal it from us. We know the exact location, but we can't disclose, because institutions like UNESCO and UN, and mainly IFAN, which are organizations to protect the heritage, are articulated to steal Amazon from us. Ratanaba, that was the name of the capital of the world, built by the mural, the first civilization that populated the earth 450 million years ago. The mural technology wasn't based on wheels, neither fuels, not even electronics, but condensed light, water properties, scalar energy and sound frequency, a much more advanced technology than we know today. Besides builds thousands of structures all over the earth. The main one is hidden in the Amazon forest. Ratanaba, the capital of the world. We performed countless researches in many places on the planet: Greece, Turkey, Egypt, all Latin America, Africa, among others. The oldest buildings in the world, built by the mural, points to Ratanaba, the capital of the world. Do a search about the geoglyphs of the Amazon. They are buildings built by the mural, served as an aerial map to get to Ratanaba. Some of them still have underground galleries. Do a search about Pibaru, a road network which connected all continents, leaving from Ratanaba to the world. Even today, submerged in ocean waters, there are still remnants of these roads. And the supposed fortresses, spread across all continents, all are mural support bases, leading to Ratanaba. In the Amazon, we found one of these monuments almost intact, the Prince of Beira Fort, in Costa Marques, Rondônia. When we arrived to the Prince of Beira Fort, and when started our research, we had the help of Commander Sandro of the Brazilian Army, and your platoon. We also had the support of Ivo Castle, the governor of Rondônia at that time. And what we found at the Prince of Beira Fort was very impressive. A tunnel system, galleries, underground halls that passed under the Guapor River, and went in other directions, at hundreds of kilometers, and so we went researching day after day. Galleries like this are spread all over Brazil. They are true underground roads that connect all continents. All come from one place, Ratanaba, the ancient capital of the world, which is located here in the Amazon. 60% of them are still intact. It's possible to cross from one country to another through the underground galleries. They are diverse. The other 40% were interrupted, due to earthquakes and other geological movements. Some points lead from Peru, Bolivia, and several places in South America. Once interconnects Ratanaba, the capital of the world, built by the mural, the first civilization that ever existed on Earth, interconnects all continents, on many points and many bases, still known today. Here in Brazil we know some, like São Tomé das Letras, the underground of Pedro de Gávea, in Rio de Janeiro. We also know the Serra do Roncador, one of the most active bases that still exist today. And they all connects with Ratanaba. And from there, they go to the whole world. We are researching in the Amazon for over 30 years. We discovered phenomenal things. The world needs to know what really exists in the Amazon. While researching in one of these galleries, we found several gaps in the wall. We observed and put devices, and we were able to register many artifacts on the other side. There were rooms, and inside these rooms, there were many artifacts that were not ceramic, were metal artifacts, small and large, very well designed. We could see the difference clearly. It was not from a primitive civilization. With this discovery, we immediately report IFAN, which is the institution responsible for the preservation of heritage historical and cultural of Brazil. To our surprise, IFAN simply forbade us to continue the research. Besides that, 2 months later, Commander Sandro was transferred to another region, another platoon. And a few months later, an article was published on the IFAN website. 40,000 artifacts were found at Fort Prince of Beira. But they didn't speak about the well-designed metal artifacts. They just showed several pieces of pottery. Now I ask, where are these artifacts? Where did IFAN take away our artifacts? They're from Brazil, are from Brazilians. It is our heritage. Where are the 40,000 artifacts? Don't come showing only pieces of ceramics. We want to know where they are, the elaborate artifacts. We show some pictures. Where did IFAN put these artifacts? Which museum are these artifacts exposed? They are from Brazil, they are from Brazilians. They have to take care of our historical heritage, and not disappear with the historical heritage. I ask IFAN once again, where are the well-crafted artifacts that we recorded inside the galleries? I don't want to see pieces of ceramics. We want to see the original artifacts that were found there. Just remembering, IFAN follows the same protocol as UNESCO and UN. The same international organizations who want to steal Amazon from Brazil. Those were the reasons that led us to keep everything secret for 30 years. Because the governments of the time were conniving with these international organizations that carry our ores, iron, gold, the manganese, the diamond, and even our wood. 93% of wood, legally deforested in the Amazon. It's the foreigners who lead, and then blame the Brazilians. Here we use very little of wood that is taken from the Amazon. Everything goes to foreigners. They are the ones that devastate our forest. And they are covered up by federal agencies here in Brazil. The main ones are IFAN, FUNAI, INCRA, IDATERRA, Earth Pastoral, Palmares Foundation, WWF, European Union, UNESCO, UN, and others. So there are many entities, except UNESCO and the UN. So there are many federal agencies here in Brazil, obsessed with stealing the Amazon at any cost. These organizations are true cancer cells within Brazil, and end up serving as a facade to take all our treasure away, and let foreigners do what wants in our lands. Plates like this are stuck everywhere, from Mato Grosso do Sul, across other states. Why it's in, and I want to draw attention from here. Look who is supporting. WWF. And funded by European Union. The European Union is funding the Mameja Institute. Besides other institutes more, spread all over Brazil. This is just a facade, our facades demarcating our land. Where there are ores, but it doesn't matter. Because ore is the least. Because what they want is something else, we have spoken before. And these plates extends from here, which is the end of the Cerrado. It's the beginning of the wetland that precedes the Amazon. So this is all their area of interest, of the great empire they seek so much. The great empire that they do not know where it is located. The main part, the main building. So they use it here, Quilombola community, caves of good luck, community-based ecotourism. All of this is facade. Some people come here, pretending to hear the sound of birds, who will appreciate, take pictures of the hill. But it's all a lie, are cowardly Brazilians. Are Brazilians who cowers before international organizations. To sell our Brazil, to easily deliver the Brazil for foreigners. Those people are only puppets of these folks here, foreign puppets. This is installed all over Brazil. I mean, the foreigners have already settled, articulating politically. They set their flag everywhere in Brazil. What interests to them? To steal our lands, to invade. This is just another proof, after the last change of government, that made very difficult the articulations of these organizations. They started to manifest. They are going into despair. They are placing signs in many places, using the people who consider themselves slaves' descendants, the landless, the riversides, people who didn't have much opportunity in life to acquire their own land. They lie to these people, use these people like puppets to demarcate the lands, to take advantage with the demarcation of indigenous lands, also national parks, and preservation areas. It's all lies, all a scam. They want our land. These demarcated areas, what INCRA demarcates, both here and in the Amazon, it's all facade. They deliver to these people the lands that don't matter to them, just to manipulate. And besides that, people will always be submissive, will always be depending. Show me such a person who had his lands received through these manipulation here, that are well in life. None. No one is fine. This is all manipulation. So I leave an alert for you who is Brazilian. You who think you're taking advantage from international organizations, for institutions like the Palmares Foundation, Idaterra, FUNAI, INCRA, among others. Do you think they are good? Not. They are profiteers, are true cancer cells within the Brazilian system. That's what they are. They use people, of people's fragility and misery, with lack of knowledge, and lack of information. And still remains a slave regime, giving an idea of freedom. And these people are deceived, manipulated, by the promises of these institutions. Once again I say, mainly INCRA. Within INCRA there are sectors, with people who cower in front of every foreign arsenal, and sell Brazil with information, with strategies, with demarcations, false and fraudulence, and sometimes arbitrary. All this to deliver Brazil for foreigners, because these institutions that I mentioned here, and many more, that everyone knows, that I don't need to name everyone. Now you know, it's just facades, to acquire Brazil. They are already in Brazil, have been infiltrated for many years. Part of the Brazilian lands are already on behalf of other institutions. Or we do something now, or will we lose Brazil, and we will lose our freedom. Which is what many cowardly Brazilians are letting it happen, selling yourself, because of a misery. They need to embrace, need to have Brazilian blood. Can't sell themselves because of these miseries. We have to have union, we really have to act and change this mechanism. Besides that, these falsely demarcated lands never belongs to people who think they are owners. The lands are registered in the name of many institutions, masked, facade, fake, just to keep land ownership, using poor Brazilians, uninformed, and who believe that are taking advantage of this situation. In reality remains a slavery, in a disguised way, still a slavery, with a false idea of freedom. Brazilian people, it's time to wake up, seek information, research about these false institutions, about these organizations. They have no vegetation anymore, of significant proportion in their country. They have no animals, they hunt and kill the animals and now come here wanting to protect the animals, the Amazon, the forest. It's all a lie, all facade. They keep fooling the Brazilian population, some Brazilians keep believing in them. And besides, a lot of the press is behind it. Much of the press is bought, or sell themselves, or are theirs. They have a greater influence in much of the Brazilian press. So everything is distorted. And now with the change of government, that protects the Amazon, that protects Brazil, who has a different view of others, they are cornered, they are desperate. And a lot of the press, many journalists and many reporters, are paid or are forced to distort the information. They are true cowards. Why a Brazilian bow your head to a foreigner? How long will it be like this? Until when will exist this cheat in Brazil? When this foreign theater taking advantage of Brazilians, pretending to be nice, and people believing, and still applauding the destruction of your own future, and your child's future. I doubt that some who received land, of some that were supposedly benefited by these institutions here, has something in life, has nothing. Keep working, keep poor, remain without information, remain ignorant, remain slave. Since the time of the exploration of Brazil, they are still slaves, with a false idea of freedom, of power. This is all a theater to steal the Brazilian lands, to steal the Brazilian Amazon. All in search of the capital of the world. All in search of Rataneba. All in search of the most precious treasure that we Brazilians have, which is in the Amazon, which is this special place, where everything started, all mural inheritance, the first civilization that inhabited the earth. So let's study, let's seek knowledge, and not believe in false ideas, or a false freedom. There is nobody nice. They are here, not only to steal ores, but they are searching that they didn't find in the outside world. They are looking for the capital of the world. And this capital of the world is in the Amazon. They are mapping everything, have mapped since colonization. They mapped all the rivers, and the hill regions. They have much more elaborate maps than us Brazilians. But they didn't find the place. We found. For over 30 years we researched the Amazon, in Brazil and in the world, and we arrived at the place that they want so much, which is Reytonaba, which is the capital of the world, which is in the Amazon. They can't find, so they are appealing, causing deforestation, and wanting to blame the Brazilians, to steal Amazon and then dominate, and do everything in their way, as if they were saving the Amazon. They don't save even their own country. Their country has no other vegetation or animals. Also they are unaware about the Amazon. It's a shame what foreigners come here to do. And that unsuspecting journalists still publish false information as real. It's a lack of knowledge. It's a shame for a lot of the press. What journalists do in exchange for miseries of small financial amounts, or to preserve the job. Preserve your morals, preserve your honor, preserve your name, your son, our future and our nation. We've been 30 years with all this knowledge archived, waiting for the right moment to disclose, to share with you Brazilian. Now the time has come, because this current government demonstrates protection, demonstrates patriotism, and interest in protect what is most precious to us. Which is not only ore, it's not just biodiversity, this is facade. What they really want, it is the capital of the world. So, pay close attention, European Union and other countries, pinning the flag desperately, in many parts of Brazil, trying to invade, and steal our lands. And it's not in the southern lands. It's in the lands of the Amazon. It's because there is the capital of the world. There is the most precious good of humanity, which is from Brazilians. Prevented from further research at Forte Principe de Barabaiafan. We go to the interior of the Amazon, in search of the Serra da Muralha. Arriving there, we found the ground zero, the first demarcation of the mural. This landmark indicates the center of South America. We can find everything we want from here. It was very interesting, because from there we can define not only the main building of the mural, but also several others, all over the world. In addition, the ground zero has provided to us the exact location of the great capital of the world, the Reytonaba. All this time, we was waiting for the right moment to disclose this information. With the government change, we feel more comfortable to speak and disclose this information, because we realize that the current government is more concerned about the Amazon, and with the sovereignty of Brazil. It gave us more confidence to spread the truth. And why foreigners want to steal the Amazon from us. They want to get hold of the capital of the world, and all its technologies. But they won't make it, no way. Because it's not fair that technologies so powerful fall into the hands of malicious governments that will use it only for war purposes, or oppression and manipulation of the population. We have to react now. This hidden city in the Amazon forest, with artifacts and technologies is ours. It's from Brazil. This discovery will change the history of humanity. Therefore foreigners, the Amazon is ours.